Well, well, well. You know, I was just thinking about something that I don't think anybody is talking about when it comes to Daddy Dumpy Pants and the island guy. You know, everybody points out all the things that the island guy did, and they make him the center feature monster in this little story. But has it ever occurred to anybody the places that the island guy got his ladies? Do you think all of the island guy's ladies were brought to him by the Maxwell girl? No, I wish somebody would take the time to draw up a chart, baby, about all of the ladies that have been connected to the island guy, you see, and who connected him to those ladies. We always paint him as the monster, the creator of this monstrous story, the author of the crimes that he committed. But that's not quite true, you see. See, it wasn't just Ghislaine who brought him ladies. No, baby. When you look at all of the players back in the day, they partied together. It's easy to see. You can find photos everywhere going all the way back to 1993. Even though the Red Hat crew tries to claim that the orange dude didn't even know the island guy until 97. I guess he invited a complete and total stranger to his wedding in 93 to Miss Maples, baby. Okay, you can take that lie on somewhere else today. But let's talk about the guys that had ties to the island guy. The guys who had ties to bringing in young ladies from overseas. Who would that be? Number one, that's Daddy. That's right, before anybody even knew who the island guy was, before he was on anybody's radar, it just so happens that Mrs. Maxwell and Daddy Dumpy Pants just so happened to, well, bring young ladies via a plane over here, baby. That's even according to Daddy. You remember he tried to start his own modeling agency way back in the early 90s. So he was bringing underage ladies over here to the US of A. And some of them were ending up at his neighbor's house, baby. The island guy, you see. And what about the other modeling agencies that got tied up and have ties to Daddy and the island guy? Like John Casablanca, who got in trouble for trafficking young ladies all across the globe as models, baby, and then handing them out to dirty old men. All about. Or what about his friend who's currently wrapped up in politics with him, Mr. Paulo Zappalio, or however you say his name. I really don't know, nor do I care. But either way, he's in that crew too. Back in the day, there's plenty of photos for you to see. He was providing young ladies to Daddy. He's proud of that fact. He credits himself with introducing the mail order maiden Melania to Daddy. So he too was flying young ladies all over the planet and back to Palm Springs. Boo. And what about the other guy who mysteriously unalived himself for the same crimes as the island guy? He was in their crew too. Jean Blanco or whatever. What was he? Oh, he was the head of a modeling agency who was trafficking young ladies. He's also in all the photos from the 90s with Daddy and Epstein. So if you really and objectively look at the facts of who was responsible for moving ladies across the globe, it wasn't Epstein. They were moved to him, and then he moved them to his island and other places. He moved them to penthouses and towers called Trump in New York City. He took them to Mar-a-Lago. He took them next fucking door. So if you really objectively sit down to look at all of this and you take the names off of it, just faceless bodies, you will clearly see that even though the island guy was a perpetrator in this, he wasn't providing himself with his own ladies. They were being provided to him, for him. So who's the monster here, dear? Those that willingly provided him with the ladies? Those that willingly sat back knowing exactly what he was doing and said nothing and continued for decades to send him ladies? There's a lot of monsters in this story. Lots of monsters, and even more victims. And until you are willing to actually believe what the victims have to say, you will continue to get played. Because as far as I can see, it looks like to me that Daddy was a pimp, baby.